Well, friends, today why don't you grab a cup of coffee or tea, because I am going to do a sharing of some tips I have as a naturally frugal-minded person. So this is more of a chatty video for you, kind of like a podcast style, but it's been on my heart to share ways to save money as a family because I am a frugal-minded person. I am naturally oriented that way. I didn't even grow up that way. My mom did not go thrifting. She did do great with grocery budget and shopping sales, things like that, so I learned from that. But I just thought it'd be fun to share with you and hopefully very helpful for all of you as times are a little harder for many younger families. And I think that's something that is just beneficial to share. So get that tea or coffee, have a snack, or just put me in your earbud while you're doing dishes with the kiddos around, because I'm gonna share some ways that I save money as a naturally frugal-minded person. And some of these ways I do want to say are not things I do all the time. So this was definitely in my younger times of marriage. So we've been married almost 12 years now. So at the very beginning, we were on a budget. We had a very low income that we were making, and so we definitely were very frugal with our money at that time. I still am, of course. Like, I love thrifting. I do a lot of these tips and things, but there's a few more places that I give a little more leeway, but I definitely think they're great to implement in anybody's life. So let's get started. I am old school and I put most of my lists on paper. So I'm not pulling out my phone. Sometimes I'll use it on my phone, but I have my list here. So I do have, if you go to my blog, you can subscribe to a monthly email where I send out recipes, sometimes things of happening in my life, tips that I have, and I did share ways to save money in the spring. So spring into savings was what I called. So definitely subscribe to my email to just kind of keep up to date with what's going on with what I send there. Maybe you might get extra from what you would get here on YouTube or on my blog. Anyways, these are in no particular order, and they encompass, some of them are broad because I have shared more detailed ways on how to save money, be frugal in other areas, like kitchen tips on saving money, or saving money while out thrifting, or how to be frugal with other areas like in the home. So this is just really a lot more generic, but still super beneficial and can be implemented, like I said. So first off, buy secondhand. This pretty much encompasses everything. Buy secondhand on furniture, buy secondhand on appliances if they're decent, secondhand on clothing, on toys, on books, on decor. Like, that is my whole home. It was, for sure, when I first started going, and not till a couple years ago. We finally just purchased new for our couch and a 1.5 seat in the winter. I shared a video about that you can see, a living room update video. But before, it was always secondhand, or we actually had not bought furniture in 10 years and lived with what we had. But it was more affordable furniture as well. One was from Wayfair, one was from Amazon. What I was finding online was cheaper than buying on Marketplace or secondhand, unless you found free. But I definitely say if you buy those bigger things secondhand, you will save a lot of money, and that's how I am wired. That's why I struggled to buy new, honestly, because I was thinking I needed to save that money buying secondhand, but I honestly don't think I would have when it comes to my time and comes to searching for so long online, that sometimes things just have to be given with time, and just be okay with spending a little bit more to save on time as well. But anyways, I do buy secondhand with most of my kids' clothing, unless it's birthdays. A lot of my decor, if you've been following me for a while, you know that's just my style. Another tip from a frugal-minded person and mama is to prioritize money. So what do you actually think is important for you and your family? This is pretty important because as a Christian, I do believe tithing is very important. So we do give to our church, to our Christian organizations and charities that we follow and support, but we also give other times. We save and then we spend on things that we deem as important. So this is to each his own, especially when it comes to spending. So I am not a big spender on things that much, I guess you would say. Like, I love thrifting, but I really am mindful of what I bring into my home, because it can just be a waste of money to even thrift. Or I don't even go into like Hobby Lobby, Target. I can't remember the last time I was in a Target, probably 5 or 6 years ago. So I just don't spend on that type of stuff. What I spend my money on and prioritize is food for our family. I do like to buy quality food, locally raised, organic type food for my family. So that's what I prioritize. But some of you may prioritize spending money on different things. Or if we do something fun, I'll prioritize like going out to get ice cream with our family. And others might prioritize watching movies or going to a movie theater, but that's not something we do. We don't go out to movies and go out to meals. So prioritize where you're spending your money, and really make sure you know what's important to your family and what you want to spend your money on. All right, live with second best. So what I mean by that is it's okay to have things that are not brand new, or that there's maybe a few things that are a little quirky about it. That's how my mind goes when I'm frugal minded. Our stove, for instance, I've talked for years about getting a new one. It was like with my couch, if you watched that video. I had talked for years about getting a new one. But with our oven, our stove, there are 2 burners that either are super hot or burn low. So that is something I just work with and deal with, because I have 3 other burners that work just fine. And when am I ever using all 4? Hardly ever. Or our fridge, for instance. This one probably should be more of a priority, like I talked about, but it leaks water out of the freezer, and it has for years. And so that is something that we probably just need to get a new one, but I'm living with it because I'm like, hey, my frugal mind goes with, it's fine, the freezer works, the fridge still works. I don't feel like spending time shopping for a new one, but sometimes it can also be a bad thing. So frugal minded isn't always the best. Like, my husband's good because he counteracts me with that. But sometimes frugal minded, we need to think, okay, it's okay to spend money to get something that is quality and that works. And I've been working on that too. But I do think that frugal mind is good in many ways. All right, frugal minded, like, and I said second best, vehicles, for instance. We finally just purchased a new to us vehicle after years of having a beater junker, basically. But hey, it worked. It got us from destination to destination. And that's what vehicles are really for, I think, is to just get you from one place to another place. And as long as they function well, they work how they're supposed to, it is okay. But we did just finally upgrade to something that suits our family and our family size as well. So we have 4 kids, and we needed something a little bit bigger than what we actually had, because we couldn't even fit all the kids in our other vehicle. Buy when there's sales or wait for the sales. So for instance, there is times like my face creams and my skincare that I purchase, and I do buy often from Tubes & Co. I love the quality, the organic, the natural. I don't buy it unless there is a sale. So they just had like a Mother's Day sale where you could buy one and get a certain percentage off. So I did that, and I bought 2 then. That way I don't have to buy again until there is another sale. So that is a way that I am frugally minded, save money in that way, where you're not buying it, oh, I'm running out, I need it now. I usually tend to have backup with certain things like that too, because I don't want to run out of my skincare that I love and have used for a couple years now. All right, in the kitchen, there are multiple ways to be frugal minded, and I did just share like a video about some recipes I had and ways to use up food and tips on being frugal minded in the kitchen, but I'm just gonna throw a few in here because I feel like groceries and the kitchen area is one where we can tend to spend too much and are struggling with, especially when you have larger families. and just had to save money in the food aspect, because we all need to eat, right? We all need to drink water and be nourished well, but how do you save money in that way but still get good quality food? So here's a few tips for the kitchen. Grow your own food. Now, our family does not grow our own food for the year to sustain us. We grow enough for like a pick fresh and maybe can some. I grow enough sweet corn usually for freezing for the year. I grow quite a few green beans that I can enough pickles usually to make pickle, enough cucumbers to make pickles. So some of the things that we do preserve, I do grow quite a bit of, but other things like snap peas, those are more for fresh picking. But in those summer months, that really saves on the expense, and it's very frugal minded to just grow your own food. And besides, that's one of the hobbies that I love, that I really enjoy. So I'm not spending money on going out and doing a hobby that costs money. So I really enjoy the gardening aspect, plus the preserving, plus it's frugal minded, right? To grow your own food. And that way you know where it's coming from and you know what's on it. We eat out very minimally. Most of the time when we eat out, it's because my husband and I are on a date, or it's something special for once a month or once every other month that we eat out. And I think that's totally okay. I enjoy my own cooking and my own food. I don't feel great when I eat out at other places often anyways, because my body has just gotten so accustomed to my food that I make myself. So eating out is pretty minimal. If we're on vacation, of course, we're going to eat out. We can't bring our own food when we're flying across the country, so that doesn't typically work. But we won't eat out all the time when we are even on vacation. We tend to get Airbnbs and make like our breakfast, lunch, and eat out at supper. So just tending to eat out minimally. And plus that way, when you have little kids and you eat out less, it's a special treat for them and they just love it. Use leftovers. I talked about this in my last video that I shared, because it's just sad to me how often leftovers get thrown away. So it might be just a meat that you have, but you can make it into different types of meals. Or if you really don't want to eat that leftover the next day, freeze it. Most food freezes. So freeze it. That way when you're pinch someday, you can pull it out and thaw it and have it as an easy supper where you don't even have to prep it because you already did that. One of the big things for me, and I had some controversy on this once, is to make your own coffees at home. I do think people don't realize how much you tend to spend if you get like a specialty coffee out every day. So if you get, I did get a coffee the other day when I was out, just a regular coffee. I think it was a medium and it was $4. So think about that. That's cheap actually, because most specialty coffees are like $6.50, $7. So if you're getting, I'm gonna go low, a $5 coffee 5 days a week, that's $25 a week. Plus think of, if you're buying $25 of coffee 52 weeks out of the year. I'm not great at math, but oh my goodness, that is a lot of money to spend just on coffee alone. So we have an espresso machine. I love making my own coffee. Just if you think of it that way, as a grand scheme of how much you spend in a year on just those, that's a lot. And again, maybe that goes back to prioritizing money and you don't ever eat out, or you don't spend money on other things. So that's something that I definitely do at home more often. Buying in bulk. So we buy in bulk. I live further away from a town with a good grocery store anyways. So when I buy in bulk, I buy from Azure Standard. Sometimes we do Costco, not as much, but I will buy in bulk also from like a split quarter cow or half a hog or a whole hog, or our grains will be from Azure Standard, things like that, our beans. And you can get those when they're on sale as well. And buying in bulk tends to save you money, because then you can store it and use it throughout the 6 months or the year that they last for you. And that's, again, my frugal mind, and plus kind of my prepper mind of being prepared, not even for like a catastrophe per se, but prepping in the sense of I have enough so that if we need something for the next few weeks and I can't get anywhere, we have food for that. Speaking of buying what's on sale, usually that tends to be what's in season. So I don't tend to buy strawberries in the winter because they, first of all, are not as tasty. Second of all, they are a lot more expensive. So if you buy what's in season, especially the fresh produce, it tastes so much better. It's on sale, then you can buy in bulk. And for strawberries, for instance, I can make my strawberry jam. For strawberries, I'm using strawberries a lot because we probably had some. They tend to be easy to freeze. You could freeze them, you can can them, like I said, to make a jam. There's lots of instances, like even if I do buy store-bought canned vegetables and not home canned, I will buy them when they are on sale, where it's like 2 for 50 cents or 2 for 60 cents, so that when it is cheaper, it's way more affordable, and plus then I have it in my pantry. Okay, those are some of the tips and ways a frugal-minded person is oriented in the kitchen. There were a few more that I shared on a blog post, I think last year, and a video. But here's just another couple ways a frugal-minded person thinks. Do activities that are free. So for instance, if you're meeting with a friend, just go to a park, a friend with kids. Go to a park and let your kids play, or invite them over to make a coffee for them and then go to a park or something. Or I'll tend to make a coffee for my friend and meet them somewhere, or even go to their house because I have the espresso machine and they don't. Other things you can do that are free: find the cheaper or more affordable days for going to the zoo. Sometimes they have like kids under 5 are free on Fridays, something like that. Or there's a museum that's semi-close by where they do first Friday of the month is free from 10 to noon for kids to come. Do those free activities. Do more outdoor natural events like hiking, or just go out and go sledding in the winter. Things that are still fun that you can be involved with your kids in but are free. So I tend to look to those type of things more so than let's go get food, let's go spend some money on whatever activity you're gonna do, and then it just eats away your budget. One other place that I think is easy to do if you're frugally minded is to just buy what you need when you need it. So for me, if it's kids things or kids gifts, I tend to wait for birthdays or holiday events, and grandparents, for instance, will get them for the kids, or I'll wait and say, all right, I know you really want this item, but we're gonna wait for your birthday. You can make a list and we'll see what you need to get. Or if it's clothes, for instance, on a new season, I will get them clothes, but it tends to be thrifted, which is, again, another way to save money, like I said. All right, so those are the ways myself as a frugally minded person thinks and operates. Like I said, it has been really beneficial in our life and in our family to do that. I'm also learning how to not be as just stingy with our money and save, because it is important to give when needed as well, and to function in a home that has functioning pieces too. You don't want to save a stove that doesn't cook evenly in the oven, especially if you're making your own food from scratch. That just doesn't work well for you, because then you're going to struggle to make your food right and save money in that way. So anyways, like I said, this was more of a chatty video. I just wanted to share what I was feeling I needed to share about being more frugally minded and ways to save money for you and your family, especially for us as a growing family with 4 kiddos, kids who eat a lot more, kids who are constantly growing and needing new things. And it's just something to be very aware of. So I hope you enjoyed and have a blessed and wonderful day.